If you just joined in, you are listening to Education Today on Light Radio. We kick off with the news segments with Nima. Nima, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Amina. Trust you're fine this Saturday.
I'm good.
All right. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the news on Education Today, reaching live from Light Radio. I am Nima Ibrahim. First, the headlines. Reps call for immediate review of primary secondary education curriculum. Extension, JAM decries low turnout of DE candidates for registration. NYS's 6 stakeholders support against unqualified graduates. And on the foreign scene, Chicago students stage walkout protest for Gaza. Now the details. The House of Representatives on Thursday has tasked federal government on the need to review the Nigerian curriculum for primary and secondary in line with current global market needs and contemporary realities. This resolution was passed sequel to the adoption of a motion sponsored by Chairman House Committee on Public Accounts, Honorable Bamidele Salam. In his late debate, Honorable Salam observed that Nigeria's traditional curriculum for primary and secondary schools faces challenges compared to advanced nations. While it equips students with knowledge, it prioritizes rote learning over practical skills like critical thinking and problem solving, which are very crucial in current labor markets. The curriculum must have a stronger focus on national subjects, potentially limiting exposure to global perspectives necessary to navigate the interconnected world. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has decried the low turnout of prospective candidates for the 2024 direct entry DE registration, despite the extension of the period and expansion of registration centers to accommodate more candidates. The board has, in the same vein, announced that the 2024 Supplementary Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME), scheduled to hold on 22nd June 2024 for some candidates, would now hold for 2 days between Friday 21st and Saturday 22nd June 2024. Spokesperson of JAM, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, made the disclosures in a statement made available to newsmen on Wednesday in Abuja. He also recalled that in a bid to ensure that all desiring 2024 direct entry candidates register for the exercise, JAM had approved extra registration points apart from the professional registration centers (PRCs), which are JAM-owned centers in Lagos, Kwara, Osun, and Ogun states. The management of National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) has vowed to eliminate the fraudulent enrollment of unqualified persons for the one-year mandatory national service, appealing to stakeholders to support the Corps in achieving the goal. The Corps particularly appealed to the Corps-producing institutions, Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAM), the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE), the National Universities Commission (NUC), the Federal Ministry of Education, and SIDMAC Technologies, among other stakeholders, to continue to support efforts of NYSC to ensure the integrity of the mobilization process. Director General of NYSC, Brigadier General Yushau Ahmed, speaking at the opening ceremony of the National Youth Service Corps 2024 Batch B pre-mobilization workshop with the theme Strengthening Collaboration with Stakeholders for Effective NYC Mobilization Process, said the mobilization process is not merely a procedural necessity, but the foundation upon which the edifice of national service is built. The federal government has revealed that the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has taken measures to address skill gaps among students and high number of out-of-school children in the country. Minister of Education Professor Tahir Mamman, who stated this, noted that equipping students with the right skills is the only answer to the joblessness faced by more than 75% of Nigerian school leavers. He spoke at a two-day stakeholders consultative meeting on the national policy on skill development in Abuja, organized by the Federal Ministry of Education and supported by the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, and United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. He also reinstated that the plan of the current administration is to ensure that the education system imparts the national values and lifelong skills that can make Nigerians connect to the outer world. And on the foreign scene, students at the University of Chicago have walked out the graduation ceremony last Saturday in protest against Israel's war on Gaza. The disruption to the rainy 2-hour outdoor ceremony was brief, with shouts, boos, and calls to stop genocide. A crowd of students worked out in between speeches and a demonstration followed by the official ceremony. Some chanted as they held Palestinian flags, while others donned traditional keffiyehs, black and white checkered scarves that represent Palestinian solidarity over their robes. 4 graduating seniors, including Yusuf Haswe, were informed by email in recent days that their degrees would be withheld pending a disciplinary process related to complaints about the encampment, according to student group U Chicago United for Palestine. University officials also acknowledged the walkout, saying the school is committed to upholding the rights of students to express a wide range of views, according to a statement. Likewise, students have walked out of commencement at Harvard University, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and others as protest camps have sprung up across the U.S. and in Europe in recent weeks. Students have also demanded the university stop doing business with Israel or companies they say support its war in Gaza, as organizers seek to amplify calls to end Israel's war with Hamas, which they describe as a genocide against the Palestinians. That's all on the news for today, but before we go, another look at the major stories. Reps call for immediate review of primary secondary education curriculum. Extension, JAMB decries low turnout of DE candidates for registration. NYSC seeks stakeholders' support against unqualified graduates. And on the foreign scene, Chicago students stage walkout protest for Gaza. That's the news. It was compiled by Nima Ibrahim and edited by OLUBUNMI KAZEEM. Don't forget, for the coverage of your educational fairs, programs, seminars, trainings, among others, you can call us on 0702-507-4268, or you can send us an email via educationmediaservices@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Education Today returns in a moment. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. If you just joined in, you are listening to Education Today on Light Radio. And right now, we'll take the Icon of the Week segment. Good afternoon, Mr. KAZEEM.
Good afternoon, Nima. All right. You're welcome to the Icon of the Week segment, where we consider the life and times of individuals that lived inspiring lives and contributed immensely to the educational development in the world. I am OLUBUNMI KAZEEM. Our icon for this week is Albert Einstein, a scientist, physicist, and Nobel Prize winner, considered as the greatest scientist of modern times. Albert Einstein was born at Ulm in Württemberg, Germany, on March 14, 1879. 6 weeks later, the family moved to Munich, where he later on began his schooling at the Luitpold Gymnasium. Later, they moved to Italy, and Albert continued his education at Aarau, Switzerland. And in 1896, he entered the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich to be trained as a teacher in physics and mathematics. In 1901, the year he gained his diploma, he acquired Swiss citizenship, and as he was unable to find a teaching post, he accepted a position as technical assistant in the Swiss Patent Office. In 1905, he obtained his doctor's degree. During his stay at the patent office and in his spare time, he produced much of his remarkable work, and in 1908, he was appointed private docent in Bern. In 1909, he became professor extraordinary at Zurich, and in 1911, professor of theoretical physics at Prague, returning to Zurich in the following year to fill a similar post. In 1914, he was appointed director of the Kaiser Wilhelm Physical Institute and professor in the University of Berlin. He became a German citizen in 1914 and remained in Berlin until 1933, when he renounced his citizenship for political reasons and emigrated to America to take the position of professor of theoretical physics at Princeton University. He became a United States citizen in 1940 and retired from his post in 1945. After World War II, Einstein was a leading figure in the world government movement. He was offered the presidency of the State of Israel, which he declined, and he collaborated with Dr. Chaim Weizmann in establishing the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Einstein always appeared to have a clear view of the problems of physics and the determination to solve them. He had a strategy of his own and was able to visualize the main stages on the way to his goal. He regarded his major achievements as mere stepping stones for the next advance. At the start of his scientific work, Einstein realized the inadequacies of the Newtonian mechanics, and his special theory of relativity stemmed from an attempt to reconcile the laws of mechanics with the laws of the electromagnetic field. He dealt with classical problems of statistical mechanics and problems in which they were merged with quantum theory. This led to an explanation of the Brownian movement of molecules. He investigated the thermal properties of light with a low radiation density, and his observations laid the foundation of the photon theory of light. In his early days in Berlin, Einstein postulated that the correct interpretation of the special theory of relativity must also furnish a theory of gravitation, and in 1916 he published his paper on the general theory of relativity.